Good evening to all of you. So guys, today we are going to discuss the most important topic, ICT, right? This is your paper 7 of semester 2, ICT, right? Enriching learning through ICT. So under this topic, we'll talk about concept and meaning of ICT. Okay. Then we will talk about the components of ICT. Then we will talk about the characteristics or importance of ICT. Then guys, we will do a little bit about the what is computer, input output devices and CPU, because some part is it also comes under your this ICT topic. Then we'll discuss about importance of ICT, tools of ICT, and last May we will discuss scope of ICT in education, right? Because we are doing the B.Ed, so we have to do the how the ICT is helpful in education process, how the ICT is helpful in teaching learning process, right guys? So scope of ICT in education would be our last topic. So I start with the ICT. So ICT क्या चीज है basically? ICT guys, it stands for information and communications technology. Basically ICT is a technology or a combinations of a technologies. काफी सारी technologies हैं ICT में that supports activities involving information. Such activities include gathering, processing, storing and presenting data, right? Means what happens inside the ICT, what ICT does. ICT does, first of all, gathers the information, right? Second, process the information. Third, storing the information. And last, presenting the information. This is the functions of the ICT, and ICT is a mixture of technologies, right? Increasingly, these activities also involve collaborations and communication. IT has become the ICT. Earlier, it was IT, information technology, right? Now the communications, it has added, this technology has added to the name, it has become ICT, right? Again, next slide may we come to know that. Okay, so basically there are three words in ICT, na guys. One is information, because the full form of ICT is the information and communications technology. Are you agree with me, right? And there are three things comes under the ICT. One, information, second, communication, and third is technology, right? So now you have come to know that ICT includes the information, various types of the informations, right? Communications, various types of communications, networks, cables, these things, and various types of technology, multimedia, internet. So all the technology involves under the ICT. So a good way to think about ICT is to consider all the uses of a digital technology that already exist to help individuals, businesses, and organizations use information. Means being of an individual, we use the information, businesses use information, organization use information. So okay, so ICT जो हमें helps करती है, right? So ICT covers any product. ICT covers any product that will store, retrieve, manipulate, transmit, or receive information electronically in a digital form, right? Well, in a simple sense, after doing all the things, we have concluded ICT कि ICT जो क्या है, ICT covers any product, मतलब कोई भी product. Okay, and this is a question to you also guys. Okay, think it. ICT covers any product which has the capacity of, कोई भी प्रोडक्ट आपके पास है वो अगर कैपेसिटी रखता है किस चीज की, स्टोरिंग की, रिट्रीव का मतलब होता है दोबारा से डेटा को ले आना, स्टोर, रिट्रीव, मैनिपुलेट, ट्रांसमिट और रिसीव. ओके, अगर ये 5 फंक्शंस हो रहे हैं आपके पास, अगर कोई प्रोडक्ट है तो उस प्रोडक्ट को क्या कहेंगे, आईसीटी, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल यू ऑल हैव द मोबाइल. मोबाइल में बताओ स्टोर हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा? हो रहा है. रिट्रीव हो रहा है, रिट्रीव करके निकालते हो आप चीजें, मैनिपुलेट करते हो, ट्रांसमिट करते हो, रिसीव करते हो. तो मोबाइल क्या है? मोबाइल इज ए आईसीटी. मोबाइल इज ए एग्जांपल ऑफ ए आईसीटी. गॉट इट? गुड. फॉर एग्जांपल personal computer, mobile, digital television, these all the examples of the ICT. Okay, guys. So it's not a new word. It is a simple word, simple things. Okay. So now what is the definition of ICT? ICT is a technology required for information processing in a particular, the use electronics, computers, communication devices, and application software to convert, store, protect, process, transmit, and retrieve information from anywhere, anytime. This is the full-fledged definition of ICT, right, guys? Now we talk about the components of ICT. So you always have to remember 5 components of ICT, right? कौन-कौन से components हैं? Hardware है, software है, data है, procedures है, और people है, right? People means users, expert users, and we are the being of a normal users. Okay. So ICT के components means ICT के किन-किन चीजों को लेके ICT बना है. Okay, this is called the components. तो हार्डवेयर क्या होता है? फिजिकल कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ द कंप्यूटर सिस्टम. दिस इज कॉल्ड द हार्डवेयर ना, मतलब द थिंग्स वी कैन टच है ना, वी कैन सी, दिस इज द हार्डवेयर. स्टोरेज डिवाइस है ना, वी कैन सी, वी कैन टच. So these are the example of a hardware, right? Software includes the programs, application. This is a softwares. You are working on MS Word na, MS Word, MS Excel. These are the software, guys. Okay. और हार्डवेयर क्या चीज है? हार्डवेयर हो गया आपका हार्ड डिस्क, हो गया आपका या सीपीयू हो गया आपका, राइट? दिस इज एग्जांपल ऑफ द हार्डवेयर. डेटा क्या चीज है? डेटा हो गया कंपोनेंट्स रिलेटेड टू द डेटा, इंफॉर्मेशन स्टोरेज है ना, अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड थिंग है. ओके, वी आर sending particular data in order to convert into information. Procedure, there are some algorithm method enable exchange of data. मतलब from your mobile you are sending the data to your friend ना, है ना, you are sending the message to your friend within a second, है ना, your friend gets your message. तो वो जो exchange of data हो रहा है ना, within a second हो रहा है. तो basically some procedure involved in this thing, right? Means analog devices, digital devices, because ऐसा तो नहीं है ना, your friend lives in the America and you are sending the message, or message is it is not in your from your, it is near to you, so it is a far away. So how your data is traveling from India to America, Anna, within a second, Anna, have you seen that? Have you thought of on it? You are sending the data या message, okay, to your friend, he or she is in the America, and within a second he gets the data. How it happens? Do you know that? आप मोबाइल से जब अपना मैसेज डालते हैं तो वो मैसेज क्या होता है, क्या ट्रेवल करके, सपोज you have the Airtel connections, okay, and in your area there is a Airtel tower. Your data will go to the, first of all, into the Airtel tower. From your tower is connected with the satellite, so that data will go to the satellite, and from satellite, in the in the sky, satellite, from the satellite that data goes to the your friend जो अमेरिका में है, वहां पर there is a another tower over there of Airtel, so data goes over there, right? And from that tower your data goes to your friends on the mobile, right? And there is a some procedure, some algorithm which converts the analog data into the digital form, because computer does not understand any language, English, Hindi, Punjabi, mathematics. Computer does not understand. Computer understand only binary language, which comes in the form of 0 and 1, right? Then converts the data and it presents in your friend's mobile. But this, all the things, all the stuff happens within a second, even in the milliseconds, right? So these are due to the procedure and algorithm which enables exchange of a data and people. People कौन है? We are the people, expert and normal users, right? So these all the things, 5 things, okay, that forms the ICT. तो आपके पास, where if you have any of the product जिसमें hardware, software, data, procedure और people है, you can call as a ICT. Okay, for example, mobile, right? Digital devices. Okay, these are all the examples of the ICT, right, guys? So components of ICT है ना, you can see in the image है ना, people है, data है, procedure है, software and hardware है, information है. right? Now we talk about what are the characteristics and importance of ICT, right? So first is anytime, anywhere. Okay, with the help of a ICT, we can, get the data, we can send the data and messages to our friend, okay, by sitting off, anywhere in the world and anytime, in fact, okay, we can send the data, we can exchange the data. Interactivity, even data is not a, kind of static and, in a simple form. So even you have the, lot of option which you can make your data interactive, है ना? Interactive means हो गया animations, हो गया animated आप कर सकते हो उसको. So with the help of animation and these devices you can make your data interactive, right? For example, if there is a, any teacher of a SST, है ना, and he wants to teach to the student about the volcano, okay, how the volcano, burst, है ना, और उसका वो लावा निकल के आ रहा है. And with the, volcano topic, the teacher of a SST also showing the video of the, वो जो volcano burst हो रहा है वो भी दिखा रहा है. तो learning है, it becomes a permanent, है ना, and lecture has become interactive. So this is due to the ICT. Okay, improve effectiveness of a teaching. तो ICT क्या करती है? It improves the effectiveness of a teaching. For example, आप ये देख सकते हैं, you can take my example. I'm teaching to all of you with the help of a Zoom, right? तो ये क्या हो रहा है? मतलब with the help of a Zoom, मतलब you all the students are, putting up in a different places. Okay, I'm also on a different places. So with the help of this, with the help of a PPT and others, okay, you can improve your effectiveness of your teaching, and you can make your lecture interactive, right? Motivating to learn. Obviously, if you have a interactivity in your lecture, if you have a effectiveness in your lecture, so definitely student gets motivated. Okay, so teach to the students, because all the things we are doing now, we are preparing for the B.Ed. After the B.Ed, we have to become the teacher. So these all the things we have to, practice on it, because this is our, period of, it is a, 2-year period. We have to learn. We are learning the skills basically, right? We are doing the B.Ed. What is the purpose of a B.Ed? Only we don't have to get the degree. We have to get the knowledge also, guys, right? These are the very important topics in your syllabus. Okay, because in any of the schools, when you go that, so every director and principal says that, okay, he or she checks your degree, but along with that he says that, okay, give the demo to my student. So you are selected on the based upon the demo. So demo you can only give if you have the knowledge of this all the things. So guys, many times I have said to you, a teacher is not a teacher if he is not a learner first. So you have to become a learner, right guys? So if you have become the learner, automatically you will become the teacher. Next, characteristics of importance of ICT, access to the remote learning resources. Yes, with the help of ICT, remote learning resource, remote learning pe, we can send the data. Even the persons cannot come to the particular place. So with the help of ICT, we can provide the material and data to all. Up now, you all have seen that last 2 years was a, problem in the world due to the corona and others, but due to the online teaching, due to the, with the help of ICT, colleges can send their messages to the remote areas. Okay, student can get. So with the help of these ICT, these are all with the help of ICT, we got all the things. Access through distance learning, wo bhi yahi ho gaya, hai na? There are many courses through the distance learning, so even lectures and others. For example, I'm giving you the lecture on the Zoom. This is also an example of a distance learning, right? Enhancing teacher training. So definitely it enhances the teacher training. Example of ICT is e-commerce, virtual communities, instant messages. These are all the examples of ICT. You purchase any of the item on the these are the sites, common websites, Flipkart, Amazon. So what is this basically? These are the due to the ICT. You place your order, and after some time, 3-4 days, you get the material at your house. This is the example of ICT. So, but we are doing the education here. We have to understand the ICT in relations with the education. How the ICT is helpful for the education. We have to understand like that. Okay, how with the help of a ICT we can improve our lecture, how with the ICT we can enhance our lecture, make effective our lectures. Okay, how it helps. So these all the things we have to cover, we have to learn, right guys? So these are the characteristics and importance of a ICT. Okay, next in your syllabus, something about the computer and definitions and data or informations. So ye bhi tha, so I thought so I have made a one or two slides for that, right? So what is the definitions of a computer? I think everybody that computer is an electronic device which converts data into meaningful information. यही होता है ना computer. और data क्या चीज होती है? Data, raw facts and figures, right? Information is a meaningful data is called the information, right? Suppose you enter into the computer 5 plus 5, तो computer क्या करता है? It makes a 10. So information it is giving to us, right? So computer has the ability to convert data into information. Suppose you are running a school, your school has 1,000 students. With the help of a computer, you can segregate, you can bifurcate, from first class to 10th class. How many students in the first class, second class, third class, fourth class, right? How many teacher? What is the result of the students? So basically, वो जो material था, वो सारा था raw material था. With the help of a computer, you have converted all the raw material into the meaningful informations, right? So that's why we call the definitions of computer as computer is an electronic device which converts the data into informations, right? Basic operations of the computer system कौन-कौन सी होती हैं? 5 inputting, processing, storing, controlling, outputting. Inputting, you enter the data with the help of a keyboard, right? And there is a processing CPU है inside, है ना? Process करता है उस data को. Storing, there are hard drives, memory that stores your data inside the computer. Controlling, yeah, right? In the CPU, some control unit which controls the things, which things are important first, so they process that particular things first, and outputting ultimately display on the machine, on the monitor. So these are basic operations of the computer system, right guys? You should be aware of that. Next, input output devices. You are aware: keyboard, mouse, joystick, light pen, tracker ball, touch screen. These are the example of the input devices, and output devices are the monitor, printer, and plotters, right guys? So we don't stretch because you are already aware of that. Okay. CPU. Okay, we discuss the CPU because this is the block diagram of a CPU, guys. This is the input unit, memory unit, control unit, ALU, arithmetic logic unit, and output unit, right? Actually, you should know if this question comes in short note, so you have to explain all things. The CPU is the heart of the computer. CPU stands for the central processing unit. Okay. CPU contains the memory unit, control unit, and arithmetic logic unit. Memory unit, the functions of memory unit is to hold the data, and the functions of a control unit is to controlling the data, and arithmetic logical unit is responsible for arithmetic operations and logical operations performed by the CPU, and ultimate output unit, which is a monitor, is responsible for to display the data, right guys? So this is all about the CPU. Okay, next we talk about the tools of ICT. What are the tools of ICT? So guys, computer, you are looking computer, mobiles you have. This is a tool of ICT. Internet, multimedia, email, website. You see the website now. This is a tool of ICT. CAD programs and so on. Microsoft Office, interactive board. You have seen the interactive board, na? E-books, internet. Again, laptop, message, mouse, screen. So these all things, you are looking in the picture. These are the tools of the ICTs. Even these are a lot of tools. Creating blogs. आप blog create करते हो. Text to sound, voice, video recording, right? Neptel, investigate, view pictures, video, reading books, interactive smart board. So these all of the tools of ICT, right? Now you have seen that na, ICT ने कितना जाल फैला रखा है ना? Everything is on in our hand. Okay, we get the information on the spot, right? So we are living in the era of science and technology, right? Always we have to update ourselves. Okay, if we will not update ourselves now, so we will remain, lot of, behind. And being a teacher, we have to update ourselves. Okay, so ICT helps us to improve our teaching, to learn, to teach in the effective way, right guys? So we should have the knowledge of each and everything, right guys? Next guys, we talk about the scope of ICT. तो स्कोप होता क्या है, इसको अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. स्कोप मींस रेंज ऑफ आउटलुक, व्यू, एप्लीकेशंस, ऑपरेशंस, इफेक्टिवनेस. Scope encompasses or includes breadth, comprehension, variety of learning experience that can be provided in the education process. Right? तो वो ये होता है स्कोप. अभी हम डिस्कस करेंगे स्कोप ऑफ आईसीटी इन एजुकेशन क्या है. Right? We have come to know that about the scope now. Now we talk about scope of ICT in education. WWW is a updating the knowledge warehouses for students, teachers and scientists due to the tremendous progress of ICT. A person from village also can refer the latest information and research every day. Happens now. This is the scope of ICT. Open universities and distance education through ICT are the new openings for working people to acquire knowledge to study at home also. Right? It comes under the scope of a ICT in education. Anna, I have already told you if we are learning the topic of a ICT, but it comes under our B.Ed. So we have to talk about, ICT in education, how the ICT integrates the education and helps in the teaching learning process, right? Television broadcast is one of the best communications media to educate the student. Farmers, sportsmen, with the latest information, with video clips, the costly and difficult experiments, advanced surgery for medical students, etc., can be viewed. Anna, you have seen that. The curriculum, information about textbook, reference books, Anna, any textbooks you want, you Google it and you will come to know that. And references are available on the internet. This is also a scope of ICT in education. Audio cassettes, video tapes. Ab now suppose, आगे क्या होता था? What happens? There is a, once you have to read the book, na, the book contains a 500 pages, 1000 pages. There is a lot of time, but you don't have the time. So there is an audio book available on the internet. It comes under the scope of ICT in education. So audio book you can finish within a some time, right? So now most of the time, guys, earlier I was reads the whole of the book, but now times I have downloaded many audio books. So I listens at night, in the evening, yeah, I'm traveling, right? तो वो बुक सारी की सारी ना, अब देखो आई एम ड्राइविंग ए कार, है ना, तो आई कैन नॉट रीड, बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ ए ऑडियो बुक्स, राइट? तो आई एम आल्सो लिसनिंग द बुक, राइट? तो क्या हो गया, आफ्टर ए 1 hour आई हैव रीच्ड ऑन माय डेस्टिनेशंस एंड एज वेल एज one book I have finished, right? Even abhi yesterday I was one audio book I have downloaded and I was listening the audio book. Okay, अगर उसको मैं पढ़ता तो it takes lot of time, है ना, because there are so many pages. But with the help of this, so this is a there is a lot of things happening in in the field of educational communications technology, guys. You always have to update it, right? Audio cassettes, video tapes, audio and video CDs, video multimedia, interactive CDs are available in the market for all types of students from KG to PG, right? Instead of overhead projectors, now LCD projectors can be viewed for effective teaching for large number of students. है ना? Nowadays आपने प्रोजेक्टर के नेम सुने होंगे. अभी आजकल तो स्मार्ट प्रोजेक्टर्स भी आ गए हैं. Only cost around 5,000 to 7,000 rupees. So smart projector you can connect with your mobile and you can show your concept, right? So these all the scope of ICT in educations. You have to become a teacher. So being of a teacher, you have the projector also. एक 5-7 हजार रुपए का प्रोजेक्टर है ना? How you have to make your lecture interactive, okay? So with the making a slide and others, okay, you are going into the class as well as you are showing whatever you are speaking, है ना? So your lecture will become interactive, right? So this is the scope of ICT in education, right? अगर आपको इसका पता ही नहीं है तो कैसे आप इस चीज को अपने लेक्चर को इफेक्टिव बना पाओगे, right? So that's why you should have the knowledge. The main power, the human mistakes can be avoided by the online examinations. महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्ड इज कंडक्टिंग ऑनलाइन एग्जामिनेशन एंड दिस, है ना, ये एग्जांपल महाराष्ट्र की दे रहा है। अभी तो 2 साल सारी पूरे इंडिया ने ही, पूरे वर्ल्ड ने ही ऑनलाइन एग्जामिनेशन लिए हैं, राइट। तो दिस इज आल्सो ए स्कोप ऑफ ए आईसीटी इन एजुकेशन। ओके, अभी लास्ट पेंडेमिक था, पूरे 2 साल था, तो सारा का सारा ऑनलाइन सिस्टम हुआ, है ना, ऑनलाइन एग्जामिनेशन हुए, एवरीथिंग हुआ। तो दिस इज ए स्कोप ड्यू टू द आईसीटी, है ना। तो इट हैज बिकम पॉसिबल। गाइस, अगर कोरोना ना आता तो डिजिटलाइजेशन इंडिया में 2025-26 में आना था, लेकिन व्हाट हैपेंड इन 2022, है ना, सारा का सारा डिजिटलाइजेशन आ गया है, राइट। तो दिस इज आल्सो ये, it comes under the scope of a ICT in education, right guys? So in today's topic we talked about the ICT. हाँ, ICT क्या चीज है? Then we talk about the components of a ICT. वो 5 components of a ICT: hardware, software, data, procedure and people, right? Then we talk about the components के बाद we talk about the importance of a ICT, है ना, and characteristics or importance of a ICT, जिसमें पॉइंट थे एनी टाइम, एनीवेयर, है ना, एक्सेस टू द रिमोट एरियाज। देन वी टॉक अबाउट द टूल्स ऑफ आईसीटी, एंड एज वेल वी आल्सो फिनिश द टॉपिक कंप्यूटर, डेटा, इंफॉर्मेशन, सीपीयू, इनपुट आउटपुट डिवाइसेस, एंड लास्ट we talked about, discuss about the scope of ICT in education, right guys? So thank you so much for this lecture. So this is the scope of ICT in education. We have already discussed in the previous slide. Okay, the last slide was left. Application of ICT in education. So you have seen that, है ना, in attendance, evaluations, e-content, daily planner, library management, research management, है ना, these all the things, computer is used. है ना, when I talk about the computer, it means I'm talking about ICT. If I talk about mobile, I'm talking about ICT, right? Now you have seen that attendance with the help of a computer, है ना, attendance is happen. You can take the attendance of the student, है ना, with the help of a computer devices. You can evaluate the result of the student. E-content you can provide, daily planner, library management. Okay, earlier क्या था, है ना, you have to take any of the book, you go to the librarian and say that I need this book. So he says that okay, you can get evening or next day. Now what happens, he enters the book name into the computer. There is a software, lot of library software. So within a second we come to know that where the book is placed, and he gets the book and give to you. Research management, there is a lot of a research is taking the help of ICT and computers and other things, right? So these are the applications, है ना, कहाँ पर use हो रहा है application of ICT in education, right guys? Okay guys, thank you so much for today's topic. Thank you. So I'm going to stop this session. So thank you, thanks to all of you.